I am coming to you from headquarters, Rotary International President nominee Larry Lunsford's office, and I have tears in my eyes after seeing 3 minutes of many of my favorite memories from the last 28 years in Rotary. So thank you. Normally we review these videos in advance. We didn't this month, and now I know why. So thank you to all of you involved with putting that together. That is, it's really special. And as always, I want to thank the folks involved who bring this to you each month. Sean Patty is always behind a curtain somewhere doing all the tech. Our MC Chris Justice, and of course my chief of staff and dear friend Cookie Billings, who gets this all organized for us to be able to have this special time together each month. So thank you to all of you. I thought I would, obviously the last ZoomFormation meeting we'll have while I'm serving as your director. I thought I would maybe talk a little bit about the last 2 years, the experience, and really what all of us have been able to accomplish, which I think is substantial. And to start at the beginning, July 1st of 2024, some of you may recall that we had a historically early Category 5 hurricane make landfall in Zone 34. Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and then a couple days later, Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, Hurricane Beryl. And we'd never seen a Category 5 that early, and that turned out to just be a bit of a preview of what was to come, of course, because just a couple months later, we were dealing with hurricanes Helene and Milton that came into Florida. And in the case of Helene, of course, continued up the East Coast with significant damage. And then again, this past October of 25, Hurricane Melissa that did such destruction in Jamaica and also in southern Haiti. I don't think any of us could have predicted 2 years ago that we would be in the disaster response and recovery business to the extent that we have been. But our districts, our clubs, our leaders have responded in just incredible ways to stabilize and rebuild their communities. That work is, of course, still ongoing in some parts of our zones, but it has been incredible and just a point of pride to be a part of two zones that have responded to what their communities need and what their people needed. So I offer my thanks for that. April 2025, we had our Council on Legislation, Rotary's Parliament that meets every 3 years. And it was rewarding to see particularly the delegates from zones 33 and 34 who performed so well. Really, really incredible. I had the opportunity to present the 5-year financial forecast for Rotary, which was really a setup for a dues increase that nobody loves, but was necessary. And I also presented 4 items for consideration by the council, 2 of which were on the more controversial side, but all of those passed. That was a wonderful experience after having been a part of the council as a delegate in 2022. I think, as all of you know, we lost our 2025-26 international president and our 26-27 president, both of whom resigned for different reasons. And of course, our board selected very able, very capable replacements for them. It was always my hope that one day I would serve on a presidential nominating committee, but I certainly didn't expect to have that experience once, much less twice, while I was still on the board. So that was really noteworthy. We've just been through our zone realignment process, which was really educational, and glad to be a part of that to represent Zone 33. My counterpart Marshall, of course, represented Zone 34, and was pleased that we came out of that still paired as zones, with 33 intact, with 34 intact, and adding 2 districts to it. Really pleased with the way that process went. I have to mention 2 incredible zone summits that we had, just really something. Pittsburgh, we had In Polio Now walk and the live stream that was so great. And also being able to have that summit in our president, Stephanie's hometown, was really special. And then in Jacksonville, we had additional In Polio Now event right at my style, being a 0K run that resulted in donuts and t-shirts. I was all about that. So that was that was lots of fun. And I love the way that we focused on creativity and innovation at that Jacksonville Summit, because I do consider our zones the home of innovation in Rotary. I think we've shown that over and over. Let's see, we had a very successful gathering, what we used to call the Southland, but which I changed the name to the gathering. And just the fact that our Zone 33 goes to the Canadian border now at Lake Erie, I felt like we probably had to have a little bit more accurate name. As much as I do love my grits, so we had that, and we have coming up that gathering in Taipei. In fact, today is the last day to sign up for that. So I hope if you're coming to Taipei and you haven't gotten signed up, that you'll join us for that. Of course, I've had the honor and really the pleasure to serve as zone or the international treasurer this year, and as a member of the executive committee, and that has been educational. It's been great to have an opportunity to learn more about the governance of our organization and to contribute to it. I'm very thankful to all of you who've given me this opportunity to serve in this new way. I've tried very hard never to lose sight of the fact that it is a service role and that it's a temporary gig. They have reiterated to me here at headquarters that my services will no longer be needed in 30 days. So I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to serve in this way for the last 2 years and um, deepen and make new friendships with so many of you. So I thank you for that. I'm also looking forward to the next 2 years with our incoming director, Marshall Butler, and I'll say more about him in a little bit. I wanted this program to be an opportunity to kind of follow the Beatles song we just heard with "Hello" and "Goodbye," and wanted to have our outgoing regional leaders have an opportunity to share a bit coming to the end of their terms. And we have three outgoing regional leaders, and the first person who's going to speak is Beth Trotter, who has served 3 years as the Zone 33 Endowed and Major Gifts Advisor. She has been fantastic in that role. I first met Beth at the district conference when I served as governor in 2015, and I fell for her immediately. Her bubbliness, her smile, just her winning way. And I've had the opportunity to attend the last 5 Arch Clump Society inductions, and we have been so well represented, 33 and 34. And Beth had a big hand in that. So, Beth, thank you for your service. I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Thank you very much, Director Patrick. I really appreciate this opportunity to reflect on my 3 years of service as your Zone 33 Endowment and Major Gifts Advisor. It has been an exciting journey through which I was gifted with working with many wonderful leaders. And I can recall very vividly how it all began in 2003 with a phone call from our immediate past director, at least for another month, Jeremy Hurst. Jeremy, thank you for believing in me and providing me this opportunity. And after that, the first to reach out to me about my appointment was Lindsay Clark from Evanston, who has been my staff support leader for the past 3 years and does a wonderful job keeping me and all of the EMGAs for our zones on task. She immediately put me in touch with Major Gifts Officer Laurie Menzel, whose support, leadership, and friendship has been invaluable to me. Thank you, Laurie. And special thanks also to MGO John Teich and Tyler Stokesbury. John, it's been wonderful having you right here in my hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I look forward to continuing to stay in touch with you on a frequent basis. Well, it's also great to have a counterpart in Zone 34. And when I came on the job, he had already been doing the EMGA role for about a year. Dave Rao became a terrific friend, and along our journey, we had many interesting and fun times. At our first zone in Nassau, we coordinated the induction of 2 new Arch Clump Society members and opened the first Arch Clump Society and Legacy Society Lounge for a summit. And we also held our first Arch Clump Society and Legacy Society special reception. Many thanks to to past Director Jeremy and the conference chair, our incoming trustee, Cindy Covington, for making this all happen. I continued to learn a great deal working with the leaders of the next two zone institutes. As Patrick already mentioned, we had a great time in Pittsburgh, and that was Alex Wilkins chairing that. And then when we went on to Jacksonville, Marcy Olam. We continued with the tradition of planning for the special Arch Clump Society and Legacy reception, the lounge, and the event that many of us attended, our major donor reception and event at Zone Institutes. It has been wonderful getting to know and work alongside our new Zone 34 EMGA, who's been working in the role for the past year, Charlie Rogers. And I know we won't want to miss the foundation events that are being planned for Williamsburg. Charlie and my replacement, Stephen Beers, have been working hard and will continue doing so that we have a great time. So if you're not already a major donor, or if you're thinking about taking the next level and becoming AKS or Legacy, do it now before this meeting in Williamsburg. I'm very excited for Stephen Beers as he steps into the new role as EMGA for Zone 33, and equally happy for all of us to be able to follow Stephen's leadership. For me, I'll be swapping positions with Stephen and working as an assistant Rotary Regional Foundation Coordinator under the guidance of our RRFC, Bernie Rydell. Bernie, I know the good times are going to continue. And in my closing, many thanks to all of our district foundation chairs and their teams, and especially our clubs. The important work of our foundation wouldn't be happening without all of you. And a very special thank you to our outgoing director, Patrick. Patrick, your friendship, leadership, and support means the world to me. Thank you all.
Hi, everyone. It's great to have the opportunity to talk to you all on the last ZoomFormation call of this Rotary year as I wrap up my final year as Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 34. This has been truly one of the most honoring roles in my Rotary journey. I've met so many friends along the way, and it's been such a great experience, and I appreciate the trust and confidence that you all have placed in me to serve in this capacity. And I've made a lot of friends. I've worked with a lot of you on different projects, met you at various events, seen many of your faces many times on Zooms, and we've shared many Rotary stories together. So again, it's really just been a truly wonderful experience. I do want to give a shout out to some amazing people, the Rotary Public Image team that I've had the opportunity to serve with these last 5 years, actually 7 years as assistant included on this team. Their talent far exceeds mine, and the credit for the accomplishments that this team has had is owed to them. There's so much talent on this team, so much knowledge, such a wide variety of skills that have helped us accomplish so many great things and help us support the clubs and the districts and the Rotarians across our zones and really around the world. We've had some great reach even beyond our zones, and it's truly an honor again just to be able to serve alongside this great group of people and the other coordinators that I've had the opportunity to work with. I do want to thank my predecessor as Rotary Public Image Coordinator, Marshall Butler, and incoming director. Can't wait to see all of the amazing things that Marshall does, but he acted as a mentor for many years to me and really laid the groundwork with his public image team for some of the things that we were able to pick up and continue on and achieve. So I'm grateful for that, and looking forward to seeing what incoming RPIT Kelsey Sola has in store. I will tell you that she's bringing a lot of energy, a lot of smiles, a tremendous amount of knowledge and talent. I call Kelsey my Rotary bestie. She's just a great person and a wonderful Rotarian, and she's going to do amazing things with the team that she's put together moving forward. So very excited for that. Lastly, I just want to celebrate some of the great accomplishments that we've had. We revamped the Elevate Rotary website into a Zones 33, 34 website, and it's really a great one-stop shop for membership, public image, foundation, polio. Many different resources in the Rotary world can be found on that website. It's a great resource, And we've launched some other initiatives like the brand design review and the design templates and the Canva for clubs. I think one of the things that our team is most proud of, and I have the honor of celebrating as I step out of this role, is the more than 300 clubs that achieved the Excellence in Public Image Coordination Award, the EPIC Award. It's a recognition that goes out to clubs who exhibit excellent practices in public image in their clubs. And it doesn't just help them share their Rotary stories, it enhances their membership drives and their membership efforts. It enhances support for the foundation and their service projects. So congratulations to the over 300 clubs that earned the award, more than we've had before. Just something really great to celebrate as I step out of this role. So thank you all for your confidence and for your leadership. And I look forward to continuing to work with you across our zones and seeing at you of future events as well. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you so much, Susan. And I'm sorry that I managed to say goodbye and hello again as my call dropped. So sorry about that. I will tell you one of my favorite memories of Susan. I happen to be the lead facilitator at the regional leader training, what we call Global Support Seminar. And each incoming regional leader had the opportunity to facilitate one of the learning blocks. Susan facilitated her session, and the staff here came out and said, "You prepped her, didn't you?" I said, "I did not." They said she was like a completely seasoned, excellent pro in the way she facilitated her session. And it took me some time to convince them that I had not, in fact, given her some extra prep to be ready for that. So that was really quite amazing. Next up, Jeff Michaelman is going to be narrating some slides that outgoing Zone 33 in Polio Now coordinator Colleen Bonadonna has prepared. Colleen, for those of you who may not know, was half of the Thelma and Louise duo that carried the polio torch across North America last year on the way to the Calgary Convention. And to my knowledge, she has the best and most extensive collection of polio regalia that exists in the world. Just incredible. So our Zone 34 EPNC, one of them, Jeff Michaelman, is going to stand in for Colleen today. And Jeff, I'll let you have it.
Thanks, Director Patrick. So I have the pleasure of representing Colleen here today. She has a lot of excitement. She's on her way to Italy right now, and so unfortunately she's not here. So I'll do my best to talk a little bit about what she has planned. For those of you who were at the Jacksonville meeting last year, you know that we decided to do a polio walk that Patrick talked about was his style, a 0K with donuts at the end. We are going to try and emulate that this year because we have World Polio Day happening on Saturday morning. And so it's going to be walking down a place called Dog Street in Williamsburg that Colleen and John Padgett, our general chair, know very well. And we want to recognize our 20% DDF governors. So they will be leading the charge along with Larry Lunsford and Chris Elias from the Gates Foundation. It's really a chance to celebrate polio. That's the most important thing that we're going to do. And in the same spirit that we did last year, it's really only going to be a 10-minute walk. It's going to be a half a mile long, but it'll be in scenic Williamsburg. So we expect that everybody that comes out is going to have a wonderful time, and we're not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're also excited that one of the leaders of the walk is going to be one of our guests from Paris, a guy by the name of Junior Basila Banya, who is a break dancer, but more importantly, he's a polio survivor. And so he's a guy that has overcome polio, and he's going to be leading us on that walk. So we're kind of excited about that as well. So this is just a little map of the walk, and you're going to be hearing more about this as you hear about the information coming out about the meeting in Williamsburg. So I also have the honor to be leading Shark Tank this year, and I think that 2 years that Nancy Barbie has done it, she set a very high bar for us. But what we're trying to do basically is give you an opportunity to showcase your international projects. And so if you have international projects, and that's why everybody on this call is really got to be part of our team. You've got to look at people in your district that are trying to do international projects and want to elevate those projects so that everybody in the zones is aware of what's going on. And so we want to get these projects submitted by July 6th. We'll make decisions that we've got an awesome committee by August 10th, and then we'll get videos submitted by September 15th. And 3 finalists will present in Williamsburg. We'll give some travel money, and then they're going to get a chance to be coached by somebody that we all know, John Smarge. And then, you know, we've got a wonderful panel of Rotary Sharks that will make the decision on who's going to go next. And God, this is very sensitive, Sean. In any event, it's going to be John Germ, our International Polio Fundraising Chair, our own Director Marshall, our own Trustee Cindy, and President-elect Larry Lunsford. So who could be a better shark panel than these 4 people? I will be in the breakout afterwards. God, Sean, you shouldn't have given me control. I'll be in the breakout afterwards, but here's my contact information. We have a website set up on Rotary Revolution if you want to go find out more details. And do not hesitate to contact me. I've already got a Rotary leader this afternoon who is meeting with me to talk about Shark Tank. Thanks for the opportunity, Patrick.
Jeff, thank you so much, and thanks for your unwavering support of our efforts to end polio. We are closer than ever. I appreciate what you've done. I certainly appreciate Colleen's work as well as she wraps up her term. You heard the music at the beginning from the Beatles about hellos and goodbyes. While this is my goodbye as your director, I'm eager for us to say hello to Marshall Butler. You probably know that he served as Zone 34 as a public image coordinator. I mentioned earlier that Zones 33 and 34 are the home of innovation, and certainly Marshall Butler has been on the cutting edge of that innovation in so many different ways. Really distinguished. He served as the production chair for 3 years and then the programs chair the most recent 2 years of our zone summits, and much of the energy and the creativity, the innovation that was highlighted in Jacksonville, he has been right at the heart of that. There is no question that Marshall was a very effective part of our zone realignment committee that worked so hard on redrawing the maps across the Rotary world and really was effective in that role. And I think it's just a preview of how effective he's going to be as he joins the Rotary International Board. So Marshall, I'm very excited to hand the baton to you and look forward to the great way that you're going to represent and lead us over the next 2 years. So take it away, my dear friend.
Well, I appreciate that introduction, Patrick. And I just want to publicly thank you, everyone. Patrick has represented us so well the last 2 years as our director, and just to ensure the continuity, to ensure that Zones 33 and 34 continue to have effectiveness and impact in the boardroom has just been a great mentor to me. The way that, right after I was certified, despite all of his appeals, trying to make sure I didn't get the job. I did get the job, and we set up biweekly phone calls, a lot of windshield time. We spent a lot of time talking. I would ask him questions, things that I didn't know. He would answer those questions and then kind of let me know what's going on in the Rotary boardroom, what's going on across Zones 33 and 34. So I can tell you that I am prepared to start on July 1. And a lot of that preparation is due to the great mentorship of my good friend, Patrick Heeks. So Patrick, thank you again for your service to Rotary, and look forward to watching your journey continue as the aide to Rotary International President nominee, Larry Lunsford. So looking forward to watching that. We do have one more hello to say hello to, and that is our Foundation Regional Action Plan. Sandra Hempstead has served very effectively over the foundation of the Foundation Rotary Action Plan, served in that role for 3 years, and is going to be rolling off. And I'm very happy to announce that past District Governor Beth Padgett from Rotary District 7750 will be picking up the baton and continuing the great work that Sandra did with the Foundation Regional Action Plan. It's another action plan that we've developed here in zones 33 and 34 to ensure that we make all of our districts and clubs prepared to know how to work with the foundation and to know the nuts and the bolts and the blocking and the tackling so we can be effective and continue to lead the Rotary world with our very generous giving that we give out of zones 33 and 34. So thank you, Sandra, for your excellent work getting that started. And Beth, look forward to working with you as we continue to do great things in the world and create lasting impact through our Rotary Foundation. A few more things that I want to share and talk about, and that's as we look forward to July 1. I mentioned the continuity that Patrick afforded me by making sure I was prepared to serve. Continuity is something we talk about across all of zones 33 and 34. We talk about it at the district level, at the club level, ensuring that we have continuity so we can not just focus on a year, but focus on several years, and to really make sure that we can go after those giant ideas, those great goals, those things that we want to accomplish. Continuity is a big part of that. We know that collaboration is a part of that. As we look at the way that membership works with foundation, works with public image, that collaboration across all those teams to make sure that we create what I call the Rotary force. We know public image feeds into foundation, which feeds into membership, and it's a flywheel that keeps going. And I want to make sure in July 1, we continue to ensure that we have that collaboration across those disciplines. And then the creativity and bold ideas and big innovation. That's a big part of what we do in Rotary. We need to continue to reimagine what is Rotary going to look like for the next generation. How do we reach that next generation to ensure that they have an opportunity to join Rotary, to lean into our story, to learn what Rotary is all about, so we can continue to grow this organization. So, a lot of that is what we are about to do in Williamsburg. It's the Rotary Revolution. It's thinking big, thinking different, creating new ways, new pathways for people to find Rotary. And when they find their way to Rotary, making sure that we engage them so that they can follow their passion, use their talents to create that lasting impact. That's the Rotary Revolution. It's taking all of these things and putting them together to ensure that we can create a Rotary that is going to last for another 125 years. Don't want to take too much time today talking through all this. We're going to continue to talk about this starting in July with the next ZoomFormation series, which I'll be taking over and leading. And Cookie, thank you for your time as the chief of staff putting these together. I know it's a big project every month, putting that run of show together, herding the cats to make sure you get all the slides to get everything in line. Sean, Patty, I appreciate all the work that you do behind the scenes to make sure everything is lined up and in place so that these flow flawlessly. We know that this is taking time out of people's lives, and we want to make sure that we provide value to their life, to their day with these sessions. So thank you all for that. Susan Porter, my chief of staff, will be taking over as the chief cat herder starting for the July ZoomFormation. And so we're looking forward to maybe doing things a little bit differently as we go into the new Rotary year, maybe doing things that are quite the way that we've always done them. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take a look at what ZoomFormation is going to look like in the new Rotary year. This is what a reimagined ZoomFormation looks like. ZoomFormation has been around for nearly 10 years. It actually predates COVID, and it was a way for us to bring Rotarians from across zones 33 and 34 together to share information about what's going on in our zones and what's going on around the world of Rotary. Well, we decided that we spend so much time now in these tiny little boxes in Zoom meetings that we want to give you some of your day back. And so the new Zoom format, it's going to be shortened, condensed. We're going to have 2 or 3 speakers, and they will get a limited amount of time, 5 to 10 minutes. And if they go over, you see the clock up there, if they go over, they're going to be on mute. So we're going to have to coach some of the speakers to really make sure they focus on the content and no rambling, because we will mute you. We're also not going to read long bios anymore. You see that scrolling ticker across the bottom? That's where you'll find all the information you need to know about the speaker. Art, tell us about the hot seat.
So that hot seat speaks right to what you were talking about, Marshall. We're gonna call on somebody in the audience with a crazy question that probably has nothing to do with Rotary. You're going to have 30 seconds to answer that question. And if you go over, I'm sorry, you're getting muted. And Marshall is usually in control of the mute button, but George and I, we may also get our hands on one, and that's not a good thing. So be prepared. And by the way, if you black out your camera and you're not showing your video, your smiling face during these Zoom formations, you might be the one who gets called. So be prepared. We want to know if you're sleeping on the job.
Absolutely.
I think it's amazing that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I'm scrolling information across the bottom. And George, we're going to do commercials.
Yeah, we certainly are. I think it's great that you decided that there'll be no rambling, and then you pick on Art and I to do this. You know, I mean, two ramblers that there are. Yeah, we're going to do commercials. And scrolling information. This is going to be fantastic. Look at it as we used to have Progresso soup. Now we're moving to Campbell's. You know, it's all got great ingredients, the same stuff, but much more condensed. Looking forward to it.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. You know, it's just it's a progression, like you said. It's a new way to provide information. We want to create it in a very dense format. It's pretty obvious that the three of us are pretty dense. So the three of us are going to be providing a lot of information on screen, scrolling tickers down in the lower right-hand corner. You can see when the next event is going to be. It's going to be super important that you block your calendar for July 6th at 1 p.m. for the very first ZoomFormation You're on Mute. So we're looking forward to this. We have a snazzy new theme song that we're going to be playing, just all sorts of fun. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to instill energy, some fun, but also we want to give you more time back so you can do more great things for Rotary, creating a lasting impact and less time sitting around on a meeting, listening to talking heads. So that's pretty much what it boils down to, is just making sure that we provide you with the information that you need. Nothing more, nothing else. The fastest Rotary meeting in all of Rotary, right here, ZoomFormation 2.0. You don't want to miss it. July 6th at 1 p.m. See you there.
Well, Marshall, this is what happens when we all do our job and do it correctly. Unscripted, we end up with time left. Now, we can choose to fill that, or we can simply mute ourselves, which is probably...
I don't know. We have time left. What happens if we hit mute? What happens if we run out of time? George, what do you think?
I think we get muted. It would be much better if I just went
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How many Zooms do we have today? Wow, something to celebrate. Check the light and fix your hair. Put that Rotary pin somewhere. Foundation membership, public image too. ZoomFormation's waiting. What else is new?
So that's what ZoomFormation is going to look like in the new year. It's going to be 30 minutes. We're going to be very mindful of your time to make sure that we get what you need in that 30 minutes and let you get on with your lives and do great stuff for Rotary. I can tell you for that first one on July 6th, I'll have a message. We will have incoming trustee Cindy Covington will be sharing some information. And we're also going to have a special cameo from our at the time, it'll be President Yinka Balboa. So you don't want to miss the July 6th ZoomFormation at 1 p.m. here on Zoom. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Chris.
All right. Thanks so much, Marshall. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to see what that looks like. All right, so we're going to get you out to breakouts in just a second. And as a reminder on breakouts, you're going to have a choice of 4 today. As soon as we open those rooms up, you will have the opportunity to pick to meet with RI Director Patrick, our Director-elect Marshall. You can meet with Jeff to learn some more about Shark Tank, and you can also meet with Beth to learn more about endowments and major gifts. So with that, let's go over some of the upcoming events. We've got our MAP webinar next Monday. That is at 5:30. We're going to be going over the top 10 membership tips of 25-26. And then after that, let's see if we're going to... Okay, there we go. All right, Foundation Matters, June 18th. That is at 6 p.m. for all things Foundation. And then our always popular PI webinar, that's coming up looks like July 22nd at 6 o'clock. And of course, we have Rotary International Convention right around the corner. That is going to be in Taipei, 13th through 17th. And don't forget, today is the last day to register for the gathering, which is that add-on event for our zones. And there it is, the gathering. All right. And of course, you still have time to register for the Rotary Revolution. That's going to be happening in Williamsburg. That's October 21st through 25th. And as always, make sure you stay connected throughout our social media channels. Make sure you like, join, follow, and share.